Welcome to your own unlimited learning ecosystem created by Odilo. Everyone learns differently, and today, more than ever, educators need to provide differentiated and adaptive learning. This personalization should speak to a learner's needs, skills, and interests, and intelligent learning solutions have become a must have for education institutions. To solve the Bloom's to Sigma problem, schools and parents must put the learner at the heart of the technology tools that enable one on one learning. Odilo uses data driven, artificial intelligence powered solutions to offer a personalized experience and unlimited learning possibilities. This is what we call an unlimited learning ecosystem. Every institution that works with Odilo uses our integrated technology to create unlimited learning opportunities and to provide intelligent Netflix style experiences that are tailored to the learner and increase engagement. We have demonstrated impact in improving reading and writing habits by 3 to 5 times. We offer unified and frictionless access to more than 3 million multimedia titles, ebooks, videos, audiobooks, courses, podcasts, magazines, textbooks, newspapers, and more. Over 3 million titles from the best publishers all around the world, so you have all ebooks and learning resources you need in one place. And thanks to our flexible lending models, families can save up to 90% on buying physical titles with Odilo. Educators can create personalized learning experiences to address individual students' learning gaps by combining the multimedia titles with their own content resources and incorporate assessments at different parts of the learning experience. Odilo gives you the ability to fuse assessments for learning, assessments of learning, and assessments as learning through the learning paths and learning clubs that encourage collaborative and group learning. Our mission is to democratize quality educational content and provide personalized platforms for schools, making sure that every learning journey will become unique with a frictionless user experience. We are trusted by more than 146 million users in more than 40 countries around the world. More than 6,000 institutions already have their own unlimited learning ecosystem. What about you?
University Press Library is a digital library of ebooks for a university press. There are three things that separate UPL from other aggregators: partnership, uniqueness, and individuality.
Well, our first consideration
University
is
Press
always
Library is a
quality of
digital
content.
library of ebooks for
These are
university
top
press.
university presses,
There are three things that
Harvard,
separate
Yale,
UPL from other aggregators:
California,
partnership,
Cornell. We
uniqueness,
buy a lot of this
and
content
individuality.
anyway, so it makes sense to achieve economy of scale by
Well,
using end-of-year
University
money.
Press
So
Library is a
just
digital
ebook
library of ebooks
collection.
for
These are top
university
the
press.
completeness of
There
the
are three
collection
things that
also
separate
appeals
UPL
to
from
us.
other
The fact that
aggregators:
so few titles are held
uniqueness,
back
and
a lot of this content anyway, so it makes sense to achieve economy of scale. And finally, the Goiter has been wonderful to work with in terms of negotiating prices and license terms and meeting our needs. So few titles are held back a lot of this content anyway, so it makes sense to achieve economy of scale. And finally, the Goiter has been wonderful to work with in terms of negotiating prices and license terms and meeting our needs. So few titles are held back a lot of this content intellectually, so it makes sense to achieve economy of scale. And finally, the Goiter
University Press Library is a digital library of ebooks for
these are
university
licensed
press.
terms
There are three things that separate University Press Library is a digital library of ebooks for university press. There are three things that University Press Library is a digital library of ebooks for university press. There are three things that University Press Library is a digital library.
Okay, hello once again to our delegate. I hope you all had
Recording
your
in progress.
lunch break. This is the third day of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians, or ASEAN VRCPL, brought to you by the National Library of the Philippines in partnership with the ASEAN Public Libraries Information Network and in collaboration with Philippine Librarians Association Incorporated, Librarians Association of Malaysia, and the Asia Foundation, and sponsored by the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, National Committee on Libraries and Information Services, and Tourism and Promotions Board. We would also like to thank our Diamond and Gold sponsors, exhibitors for this virtual conference. For the Diamond, we have Odilo, Megatex Philippines Incorporated, and De Gruyter. For our Gold sponsors, we have LifeTech Source Philippines Incorporated and CE Logic Incorporated. Before we proceed with our afternoon program, let's have first one of the awaited part of the program, the raffle. So let me read again the mechanics. So winners will be drawn via electronic raffle. And the winners will be validated based on the 3 days attendance from morning to afternoon. So you have to answer our attendance sheet, both our attendance sheet, the one posted during our morning part and the afternoon part. If winners are not in the 3 days attendance, their prize will be automatically forfeited and the corresponding prize will be redrawn again. Announcement of winners will be happening during the lunch break of our conference and if in case during the closing ceremonies. Winners will be notified via the registered email and that claiming of prizes will also be sent via winners registered email. So to our tech team, do we have our raffle winners? So can we flash our last batch of winners? Okay, so we have here from the Greuter e-gift certificate worth of 1,000 pesos each. We have Frances May Rimando, Keith Alexandria Portales, and Jacqueline Del Carmen. For our Megatex, the winner of our induction cooker is Rome Charlene Calaor. For EISI, 1 unit of Interpro worth 60,000 pesos each. Juvelin Ramos and Lorme Nicole Bustamante Rafanan. And for our Phoenix, so our Phoenix sponsor provided a Kate Spade bag. So congratulations to Carl Anthony B. Alora. Okay, so again, this will still be validated, and we need to see your AM and PM attendance sheet responses for our 3 day conference. Okay. Okay. So at this point, we will now have our last plenary session for our virtual conference. To discuss our sixth plenary session is the Director General of the National Central Library of Taiwan. At present, Dr. Cheng is also the Chair Professor of the Department of Library and Information Science, Fujian Catholic University, Adjunct Professor of Graduate Institute of Library, Information and Archive Studies, National Cheng Chi University, and Graduate Institute of Library and Information Studies, National Taiwan Normal University. She has had extensive experience in library building, public library management, international cooperation, collection development, TQM, planning, reading promotion, and children's services. She received the Distinguished Civil Service Award in 1999, the highest honor for civil servants in Taiwan for her contribution in Taipei's public library system. She was also awarded the ETD Leadership Award of Network Digital Library of Theses and Dissertations, or NDLPD, in 2016. A previous president of the Library Association of the Republic of China, Taiwan, for the term 2012-2013. To discuss National Central Library's effort to provide digital humanities services, taking the construction of Taiwan's memory system as an example, please welcome Dr. Cheng Shu Xian.
Thank you very much for your wonderful introduction. First, I would like to express my gratitude to National Library of Philippines for inviting me to be a speaker of this great conference. And I am very pleased to share our experiences. Also happy to meet some old friends online today. Now I'd like to open my PowerPoint. So please wait a moment. Okay. Okay. The topic of my presentation is National Central Library efforts to provide digital humanities services taking the construction of Taiwan's memory system as an example, this is my presentation title. And I break down my presentation into 7 parts. This page shows outline of my presentation. First, I will briefly introduce the development of digital humanities in Taiwan. The digital humanities are flourishing in Taiwan and have gained significant attention and strong support from the government. The research institutes that have heavily invested in the development and establishment of digital humanities research tool have garnered much momentum, which has greatly benefited researchers. Academia has applied technology to library and historical research, thereby making it possible for scholars armed with digital humanities research tools to uncover more research topics and unprecedented possibility for research. And this page shows you various Taiwan's digital humanities databases and websites. And this page gives you an idea of the development of digital humanities at the National Central Library. Since 2001, National Central Library has been digitizing important collection resources as part of the government's National Digital Archives Program and the Taiwan e-learning and the Digital Archives Program. In the next part, I will talk about the relation of library and the digital humanities. First, the role of the library plays in digital humanities research. SHAPE contains that one function of the library is to support the digital humanities through the computerization of humanities as a direction of the library's future development. And Fortier and James believe that there is a natural connection between the library and the digital humanities project, since the latter require library support. Keller asserts digital humanities project can benefit from library support through continuous development and long-term preservation. Second, digital humanities services offered by the library. Gail Sengage conducted an investigation of the library staff and the faculty of many colleges and universities in 2015. According to the special report, Digital Humanities in Libraries, to demonstrate the change that libraries were undergoing and to determine whether the library was supporting digital humanities research. 97% of libraries agree that digital humanities materials and the project outcome should be held in library collections. And 51% reported that consultation about initial project development are an important way librarians are helping users engaging in digital projects. In recent years, in coordination with a number of universities and research institutes, the National Central Library has devoted itself to establishing research platforms and systems for the digital humanities, thereby elevating the service capacity of the library. I will briefly introduce these systems and the platform. And this page introduces several platforms or tools for digital humanities established by National Central Library. First is the Taiwan Memory. The system aims at establishing a digital humanities platform for researchers of Taiwanese studies and the general public. Later, I will give you detailed introduction. Next is Universal Type Digital Humanities Research Platform on Chinese Ancient Books. In 2017, this digital humanities research platform was established in coordination with National Zhengzhi University. The consolidates the research result of academic institutions with digital research tools for the humanities of 150 literary collection. Text of the database is based on the special collection of Ming Dynasty in National Central Library. It provides content analysis of Chinese ancient books. Next is e-newsletter GIS system for research in Chinese studies. NCL launched the CCS e-news plus service at the end of 2017. Through the integration of GIS and GPS features, the services provide tens of thousands of items of academic information. Users can use a computer or cell phone to look for academic activities, scholars, or research institutes in a specific location. Next is the Humanities Academic Trends System. NCL created this system in 2018. It combines artificial intelligence, text mining, and meta-analysis techniques to work over the web pages and the social media of Chinese studies institutions worldwide, as well as over 2,000 academic papers published in Center for Chinese Studies. The system surveys research in the field of Taiwan study and Chinese studies, analyze popular academic trends, and exploring the spatial temporal distribution of prevalent academic concept. Next is the Poetry Language in Motion, Poetry and Terms Interactive Learning Platform. This platform utilizes AI and the human-computer interface technology to design a game website that aided children in learning. The website provides different games, such as rearranging lines of poetry and the Chinese scribble. This can help students repeatedly learn and stimulate motivation by bringing together interesting poetry and modern Chinese vocabulary. Next is Impression Sound VR Interactive Exhibit. Impression Sound uses VR to see what an author's life is like and experiences softer content of literature. It also designed a set of lesson plans to enable the VR video to be used in the classroom. This allows teenage students step into the imaginative world of the author and experience a new way to read literature and realize the possibility of a flipped classroom. Next is Remembering Going to School Interactive Exhibition. The exhibition unit brought together precious resources in our database with assisted reality technology to let patrons play the role of a high school student who could travel through time. Now let us move on to the fourth part, the exhibition of a national memory system. Libraries and archives are important institutions that collect a nation's memory. They play a mandatory role in the preservation of the cultural heritage of a country. National memory is a form of collective memory defined by shared experiences and culture. It's an integral part to national identity. It represents one specific form of cultural memory, which makes an essential contribution to national group cohesion. UNESCO believes that documentary heritage, which describes change of the thoughts, discoveries, and achievements of human society, is part of the world cultural heritage left by the past to the present and the future interaction society. Thus, in 1992, the Memory of the World program that deals with the preservation and the development of documentary heritage was launched to urge countries to protect and use documentary heritage. By searching memory web on the internet, we can get many results. Some are limited to certain areas, such as a specific city, and some are limited to specific issues, such as Nazi Holocaust. We can categorize memory into the following types by geographic arrangement of materials: world memory, regional memory, state memory, city memory, etc. National memory webs are established by both governmental institutions and non-governmental institutions. Now, I would like to show you some examples, including memory of the world. This is a world memory, global memory net, Taiwan memory, platform of European memory and conscience, American memory. This is national memory, Chinese memory, and the Singapore memory. I would like to give you detailed introduction of our Taiwan memory. I divided the development of Taiwan memory system into 3 generations. The first generation of the system was established in 2003 with the continuous growth of digital contents and interpretative data. The system was restructured and updated in 2016 and 2018 through the Digital Humanity projects. The first page of the first generation includes links with facsimile photos of Taiwan, historical data, chronicle of events, news in AV, special online exhibition, historical figures, and offers space for quick searches of extent of the collection. The frame construction of the web is fixed. And this page shows you the web page of first generation of our system. After interpretation and digitalization, historical pictures and the memory of Taiwan were presented and recorded in the following category, including books and documents, image photos, historical materials, people and events, special online exhibitions. Presently, it has collected more than 260,000 items and more than 2.7 million pages of images, while its digital resources continue to grow. As the first generation system had a limited structure and collection of metadata which could not meet the demand of search, index, and research, and it also needed to add visual presentation through the axis of time and space. A new embryonic form of the system was proposed in 2016. The new version intends to present the memory and the features of the modern history of Taiwan and collect extensive historical materials of Taiwan and the resources on Taiwan studies, enhancing its cultural value. The second generation web page adopts responsive web design through which the size of the photo block is determined by the size of the screen and move accordingly. In this way, the web page can appear on different screens and be viewed on mobile carriers. In 2016 and in 2017, the prototype form of the system was developed. The responsive web design was added to satisfy the demands of different carriers. Function for reviewing and overlooking the data with time and place were added. On the homepage, the upper half of the web, shown in a blue frame, offers a search of keywords. One can also search by geographic location, timeline, or data type or subject to gain access to research resources. The lower half of the homepage includes special exhibition online local records figure of the day to provide information on the special exhibition from the library collection, record of event, and the historical figure in Taiwan. One can search through 5 different headings such as data collection, figure, group, location, and keyword. If the keywords fail to come up with a successful search, one can choose to search all available resources through a timeline. One can also choose view through location to determine if a specific geographic location has some relevant historical data on a given subject. One can get an aerial view by selecting different dimensions of data collection, location, and the timeline, and then select contrasted images. And a brief description to evaluate if further examination of detailed data is necessary. In terms of constructing individual city and the town memory and the individual memory, Taiwan memory also serves as a memory window through coordination with the cultural departments of local governments and the central governments. It has harnessed public and private power to design digital resources with impressive results. This page shows another function, online exhibition hall. The third generation, Okay, this page is our online exhibition hall. And now we move on the third generation. The third generation system is designed to provide more function, including the display of the chronicles of major events in Taiwan, the display of search results, and the back-end management system. One special feature of the third generation is that it displays chronicle of major events in Taiwan on the upper half of the homepage. In semantic collection browsing page, the appearance of data classification strengthens with the visualization approach, which helps users to recognize needed data by images instantly. On the display of the search result, one can see that on the upper left side, in addition to general view, time view, place view, word frequency analysis, users can also select topics according to collection headings or chronological headings. If user choose to present the search result according to a timeline, the timeline will appear above the result with a horizontal axis indicating years and the vertical axis indicating data volumes. When searching for place, the web page displays a quantified map which convert the local data of digital objects through the geographic data interpretation. This appears on the map to show the location of search result. This page shows system's structure. The system is divided into 3 parts. The front side appears first, the browsing system for the public to browse through data. The second is the database of geographic information of the Taiwan memory system. And the third is the backside, the management system for the managerial staff used to update and revise data and to upload, download information through related mechanisms. And this page shows data processing of data set. And this page shows front-end structure. And the back-end management system, the back-end manages the latest news, photos, interpretation data, and the authorization function, and develop an interface for co-management with the cooperating institutions in the later stage. Management system, it offers all staff members and the coordinating managerial staff management the mechanism to create accounts. Permission to use the system can be set up according to user type and purpose. Now let's move on the next part. Content establishment and the system development of National Central Library's Taiwan Memory System. I will introduce material origins of content and the value-added application. NCL undertook the digitalization of consolidated collection with institutions that have collections of memory resources. Through authorization, the library constructed digital resources and content that corresponded to Taiwan memory and have consequently expanded the contents of the system. NCL make efforts to create a digital collection of Taiwan historical documents and strengthen its coordination with the local government institutions and the private cultural historical organizations of different counties, cities to further enhance relevant resources that are located in different places. Our ways to increase Taiwan memory's contents, including first, digitizing past publications. NCL reorganized past publications on Taiwan, then digitized them and added them to the database. This page shows NCL's publication related to Taiwan studies. And the second, adding digitized content from NCL holding to the database. Third, purchasing first gifts. Libraries acquire new materials through gifts. This can be divided into active requests from the library and the donation from collectors. NCL actively acquire all books and other materials from a variety of sources by inquiring about collection both in Taiwan and abroad. From this page, you can see NCL acquire manuscripts and valued works of calligraphy, painting of famous writers and artists. This page shows Professor Liang Danfeng's artworks. She donated her 15,000 watercolors and sketches to our library. Next part, I will show how NCL to create collaboration. In addition to asking for originals when donations are being made, when the collector is unwilling to part with the original item, the following ways of collaborating are offered to assist in acquiring precious items that would be helpful for expanding the content of our system. First, the collector already has a digital copy of an item. The NCL would like to acquire. The digital file is requested. If the collector does not yet have a digital copy, NCL will assist in its digitization. The original will then be returned to the collector. A digital copy will also be provided. In addition, a mutual agreement will be had on access and the method of use. This page shows our idea collaborators. First, libraries of all types. Libraries with a long history tend to have in their collections more materials on various aspects of Taiwan's development. Because of this, NCL actively advocate for collaborative projects with such libraries to co-create content together and can be shared and used by both parties. And this page shows participating organizations, including national libraries, academic libraries, and public libraries. And other collaborators include the central government, local government, middle and elementary school, unique museum, local enterprises, TV, radio stations, foundations, even church. And this page shows donation from a family, descendants of Xiaoyun Mountain Village donate ancient books and the local historical material to our library. Co-creation and sharing. The third generation and the database feature the ability to co-create and share. This means that county and city library can upload their own local books and history, thus creating their own city memory. This page shows city memory and town memory web page. Value-added application in the past, library would collect, organize, and disseminate books and materials, providing them for use by patrons. With change over time, the way libraries are run and the way people learn have also changed. Libraries no longer only provide the original material for patrons to come and use themselves. Librarians must also play the role of chef, organizing different materials using different subjects and a variety of channels to provide systematic reading to the public, and thus more effectively assimilate them into personal knowledge. In addition to organize different subjects into data sets and subject sites in the Taiwan Memory Database, based on availability of material, NCL also provides online exhibition with more lively methods to put on display various aspects of how things are in Taiwan. And this page shows our webpage of dataset, thematic websites, online exhibition. This page shows our digital courses. And NCL, this page shows NCL efforts to organize exhibitions. Now is my conclusion and the future prospects. First, the NCL will continue to strengthen its level of collaboration with all parties in the future, continue to digitalize Taiwan's historical data, to increase its standing with the public and the nation to preserve national memory, continue to collect diversified cultural resources that are in danger of being dispersed and lost. Second, with conduct resources investigation and look into the possibility of collaboration. Besides actively discussing collaborative details, NCL will assist related county city departments to establish a memory system by helping them to set up a system and select, design, and interface to enable them to serve the public and enjoy the mutual benefits of such collaborative efforts. Third, at the same time, NCL will invite private groups and individuals to participate in the memory window and to offer personal memory resources online through relevant mechanism and upload them onto a response window. I finished my presentation. Thank you for listening, and your comments, suggestions are much appreciated. And I hope that the COVID-19 pandemic would soon be well controlled or even vanish from the earth so that people could enjoy normal life. And welcome you to visit Taiwan, visit our library. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Shushen Seng. So that's also our wish that the COVID pandemic will officially end and we can all go back to the normal to how we were before. So I must commend the efforts and activities of Taiwan's National Central Library in providing digital humanities services at the flick through the flick of our finger. We already have access to information containing relevant and collective memories of Taiwan. It embodies our viewpoint that libraries are definitely cultural gems and or institutions of our society. You also shared elaborated the steps you have taken to further improve Taiwan's memory system. So before we venture to the question and answer to the open forum for the discussion or topic of Dr. Cheng, the ASEAN VRCPL committee would also like to thank our diamond sponsors Odilo, Megatex, Philippines Incorporated, and the Greuter, and our gold sponsors LiveTech Source Philippines Incorporated and CE Logic Incorporated. As a short token of gratitude, let's all first watch this video presentation from our gold sponsor, CE Logic Incorporated.
With a vision to be the premier provider of world-class, reliable, and innovative digital resources, research and library solutions, and information analytics designed to modernize and upgrade the academic and professional libraries and research institutions in the Philippines. From over a decade of service, CE Logic Incorporated has catered to more than 300 academic and private institutions in the Philippines that specialize on research, medicine, arts and literature, library management, among others. With partnership to more than 50 major publishers, CE Logic provides different library solutions for academic and private institutions, such as library automation, online library resources, research solutions, and the likes. CE Logic prides itself in committing to its core values, making its brand, products, and services stand out from its competitors. For further inquiries, contact us today at customer service at ce-logic.com or 8929-5088 local 317. Visit our website at www.ce-logic.com.
Okay, so let's now proceed to our question and answer portion or the open forum. May I invite once again Dr. She to please open your camera. So let me check our consolidated Q&A form for the questions of our participants. Oh, so we have some questions, ma'am. So first question, this pertains to the word memory. Is memory termed in your presentation refers to a history of any particular country, or does it only refers to Taiwan's collective memory?
I think, could you please say the question again or
Okay.
write down? the
Okay.
question, and I can understand clearly.
Okay. The question of one of our participant is regarding the word memory. Is the memory term in your presentation referring to a particular history of a country, or does it refer to Taiwan only?
Yes, the Taiwan memory system established by our library include contents of all aspects of Taiwan, not only historical events, but also modern life of Taiwan people, and also the relationship of Taiwan and the other countries. So all things we included in our contents. We try to include many aspects of Taiwan. So we like to provide more aspect of content to not only for research but also for teaching, for reading, for any kind of purposes.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am. So another question from our participants is actually she was sharing that they currently have an ongoing application being developed. This is an augmented virtual reality in their library wherein they will be it involves book and thesis reveal through the scanning of the call numbers of the book and directing their library researchers to their online public access catalog, where the table of content for the books and abstracts are. So, from your perspective, is it also okay for them to integrate QR code scanning for their books and other resources in their collection?
Yes, electronic books, because in our library we established many kind of databases. Not only in Taiwan memory system, we also have EPS, electronic publication platform. So we link some materials from Taiwan memory system to other bases. But I like to say our users they like to use other databases, not only in Taiwan memory system, because Taiwan memory system is a platform, and if they want to get information on periodical, they will go our periodical system, or if they want to use our dissertation databases, they will use other system for dissertation. So Taiwan memory system, the main purpose of this system just to collect, especially photos and some pictures and some text, and are not included in other databases of our library.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. So I think I spot one interesting question here in the chat box. I hope you can see it, Dr. Sheng. So this is pertaining to the selection policy for the items to be included in your memory system. One of our participant is asking, what is your selection policy for items to be included in your memory system? Are items with negative issues filtered for inclusion into the system?
Yes, that's a very important question. And I think the selection policy of the Taiwan memory system is according to the collection policy of our library, because every library has its collection development policy.
Mhm.
And this system, we try to acquire more materials of different kinds. So our specialist of knowledge services, they have their standard to select what kind of material. And also our partner, our participating institution are main focus on local governmental institution and central government, and also middle school, high school, and also library. So the quality of their collection is no question. Yeah, so
Okay. So I hope thank you, Dr. Sheng. So last question that we can entertain. We do have other questions, Dr. Sheng, but due to our limited time, can we email the question to you to provide response for the other questions that will be unanswered? So we'll be entertaining the last question. This is coming from our participant from Malaysia. So, hello, ma'am. I'm from Malaysia. Can I know how is the maybe you can also provide or share insights about this? Can I know or can I know how is the development of school libraries in Taiwan?
library. Yeah. Yes. In Taiwan, some of our school library they have their own platform of school memory, and some of them established memory system by themselves, and some cooperate with university uh, and also from cooperative institution, also from enterprises. So first, you have to establish the memory system, and according to our experiences, we establish a wonderful memory system, and we cooperate with the school libraries, and they don't need to establish the system by themselves. They just use our system. Our system provided this function we call memory window. So they just upload their material to our system, and they have their unique school memory. Yeah,
Okay.
this our experiences. Yeah.
So those are good practices, ma'am. So I hope we can also incorporate what you have shared here in the Philippines and of course in other ASEAN countries. So maybe when you share your slide, we will be sharing your slides in the conference
Yeah, no problem.
website, and then maybe some of our participants will be reaching out to you to help them further when they do this
Yeah.
or they adapt these projects into their
If
own
any
facility.
question, please email to me. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. So thank you very much, Dr. Cheng Shusian. So right now, we will be awarding our certificate of appreciation to Dr. Cheng. So that certificate reads, okay, the National Library of the Philippines, in partnership with ASEAN Public Libraries Information Network or APLI, and in collaboration with Philippine Librarians Association Incorporated, Librarians Association of Malaysia, and the Asia Foundation, presents this certificate of appreciation to Dr. Shu Sien Tseng for being one of our research speakers in the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians with the theme ASEAN Libraries, Arts and Culture, Inspire, Innovate, and Collaborate, held on August 23 to 25, 2021, given this 25th day of August via Zoom. Of course, the certificate is signed by the Director of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, and the President of APLIN, Juan Masli Bin Juan Rezali. So
Thank you
there.
very much. It's my honor to receive your certificate of appreciation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Cheng. So the organizing committee will be sending you a copy of this certificate through your email address. So right now, we cannot hand it over to
Thank you.
you physically. So we'll be sending it to you through email. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So So at this point, my dear colleagues, we are now nearing the end of our 3-day virtual conference. We have had a very productive and momentous virtual conference where we were able to share and impart with one another knowledge, skills, and attitudes that would definitely ensure continuous growth and innovation of our profession within our region. To give us the closing remarks for the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians, please welcome the head of the National Committee on Libraries and Information Services, National Commission for Culture and the Arts, one of my professors during my college years, Professor Salvacion M. Arlante.
Hello, everyone. The first virtual regional conference of public librarians. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. The first ASEAN.
Okay, so while our technical team is replaying the pre-recorded message of Professor Arlante as we are just having some minor technical difficulties. For those asking about the evaluation questionnaire, yes, we will be having an evaluation questionnaire. This will be posted towards the end of our virtual conference. So there, I can already see the video. Thanks, Sir Mike. But it's not yet playing.
Hello, everyone. The first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians ends today. But just like any endings, this event has opened many doors. It has our eyes toward realizing the importance of the library profession. It has strengthened our partnerships with different library organizations. And it has established bond and collaborations between ASEAN librarians. And most of all, it has brought us back to our roles and purpose as library and information professionals. May this conference launch opportunities for each one of you. May this event unveil a professional and information specialist in each of you with value for competence, integrity, reliability, accountability, diligence, perseverance, discipline, and professionalism. Thank you and congratulations to all attendees and those who have made this event possible. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Arlante. So part of the program of our first ever ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians is the conferment of awards and recognition to Philippine public libraries and librarians. Before I proceed any further, let me first change my background and let's all watch this video. Right now, I have already changed my background for our virtual awarding ceremonies of the 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging profesional na tagapangasiwa at tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan. Starting in 2019, the NLP, in partnership with the Asia Foundation, has been conducting this search to encourage our public library personnel to continue providing exemplary contribution to the growth of their communities, recognize those who have gone above and beyond their work through their dedication, hard work, and commitment, and create stronger partnerships between NLP and other stakeholders for the development of the public libraries in the country. This year, unlike our previous searches, we have 9 awards to be given, namely the Hall of Fame Award, Loyalty Award, Most Innovative Public Libraries, Leadership Award, Gawad ng Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation, Gawad ng NLP Director Award, 2020 Top Performing Public Libraries, 2020 Most Diligent Public Library in the Philippines, and the 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging profesional na tagapangasiwa at tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan. Let's proceed to our first award, the Hall of Fame Award. The Hall of Fame Award is a distinction given to 2 affiliated public libraries of the National Library of the Philippines who have been receiving NLP awards from 2011 to 2020. And this year's winners are, we have the Quezon City Public Library and Urdaneta City Library. Let me read the plaque citation. The National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation presents this Hall of Fame Award to Quezon City Public Library and Urdaneta City Library in recognition of their invaluable contribution to the people of their city as supported by their awards from the National Library of the Philippines in a span of 10 years during the period of calendar year 2011 to 2020, given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians, signed by Director of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, and Country Representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Shiti. About the Quezon City Public Library, established on August 16, 1948, the Quezon City Public Library is a three-story building located in the highly urbanized city of Quezon. QCPL provides services from all walks of life, from students to postgraduates, professionals, out-of-school youths, senior citizens, persons with disabilities, reviewees, housewives, and others. They provide services such as storytelling, book mobile, puppet shows, tutorials, livelihood services, e-government services, computer and IT tutorials, training on puppet manipulation, lectures on library organization and cataloging, and others. QCPL continues to innovate its library services to cope with challenges brought about by the pandemic. It has maximized the use of social media to reach out to its clients. It also continues to be creative in all its online and virtual library services so as to provide exciting and out of the box online storytelling, virtual book mobile, interactive social media page, online educational contests, virtual how to do arts, virtual trainings and webinars, and has intensified its collaboration and partnership with other institutions, schools, and organizations in the conduct of its library services. Congratulations, Quezon City Public Library. About the Urdaneta City Library. Established in 1938, The Urdaneta City Library is considered as the country's first municipal library in the Philippines. Currently, the Urdaneta City Library has 19 virtual online programs, 3 on-site, and 5 outreach programs. The city library, together with the 34 barangay reading centers, actively caters to the 135,000 residents of Urdaneta City. On the year 2013, it was awarded by the National Commission on Culture and Arts, National Library of the Philippines, and the Philippine Librarians Association Incorporated as the first place during the 2013 search for outstanding children service in the NLP affiliated public library with the flag program, the Read, Explore, and Discover Library Summer Program. On year 2014, it was awarded first place during the 2014 search for outstanding libraries with services for people with disabilities and second place for their flag program, PWD Home Visitation, and Because We Care. During 2015, it was the organizational winner in the DG Bayani Digital Literacy. By 2018, they were recognized as an outstanding Tech for Ed Center under the Emerging Center category and People's Choice Award and the National Tech for Ed Award by the ICT. The city librarian, Ms. Bernadine Gravela, also received the Leadership Award under the Network of Emerging Filipino Library Innovators. Congratulations, Urdaneta City Library. Let us now proceed to the next award, the Loyalty Award. This award is being given to public library personnel who have rendered service to their communities for 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, and 40 years respectively. There are 7 awardees for this award. But before we recognize them, let me read the certificate citation. The National Library of the Philippines Public Libraries Division presents this certificate of loyalty to the name of awardee for his or her years of loyal service to his or her library and for her invaluable contributions to the attainment of the library and LGU's objectives. Given this 25th day of August 2021, during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians via Zoom, as attested by the Chief of the Public Libraries Division, Lisila Velasco, and Director of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Adriano. So our winners are, first, we have Mrs. Almira Alcoreza Burgos, Administrative Aide 1 of the Quezon Provincial Library, 10 years in service. Another, we have Miss Abigail B. Canido, Administrative Aide 2 of the Quezon Provincial Library, 10 years in service. Mr. Armante Barnafea, Librarian 2 of General Santos City Public Library, 10 years in service. Mr. Romeo Pangan, Administrative Aide 3 of the Quezon Provincial Library, 15 years in service. Ms. Esther Wahaina Pablo, City Librarian of Baguio City Public Library, 20 years in service. Ms. Miriam Montes, Computer File Librarian 1 of Isabela Museum and Library, 20 years in service. And we have Ms. Ria Marel Timbal, Librarian 4 of Quezon Provincial Library, 20 years in service. We also have a special award under the Loyalty Award. So this is the Distinguished Service Award. So let me read the citation. National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation Distinguished Service Award is hereby awarded to the name of our awardee, his or her position, in recognition of a public library employee who, over a significant period of time, has made invaluable contribution to his or her library's development through his or her hard work, commitment, and dedication. Given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom, during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians. Signed by Director of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, and Country Representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Shiti. And our winner is, we have Miss Merly S. Amiani, Librarian 3 of Carlos P. Romulo Memorial Library, 34 years in service. Okay, congratulations to all our loyalty awardees and distinguished service award awardee. May your achievements serve as an inspiration to the new generations of public library personnel. Next award, we have the most innovative public libraries. The most innovative public library award is a distinction given to three public libraries who have showcased innovation in these two general categories: the building or physical setup, and library programs and services conducted or offered to the public. Our winner for the most innovative public library, building or physical setup category, the Tagum City Library and Learning Commons. So let's read the class citation. The National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation Most Innovative Public Library Award Building Physical Setup category is hereby awarded to Tagum City Library and Learning Commons, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, in recognition of their remarkable initiatives, significant contributions, diligence, and innovative ideas to the advancement of Philippine librarianship through their unrelenting advocacies, plans, programs, and activities, which created and inspired public libraries to undertake measurable change impact in their communities, and their sincere commitment and selfless dedication to public service. Given this 25th day of August 2021, via Zoom during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians. Of course, signed by the Director of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Adriano, and Country Representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Shiti. About the Tagum City Library and Learning Commons, it is one of the star facilities of the recently opened Tagum City Historical and Cultural Center. Equipped with facilities that are at par with global standards, the library is undeniably one of the exciting public libraries in the Philippines today. It is mainly operated by the city government of Tagum through the City Historical and Cultural Office, a newly minted department under the local government tasked in overseeing the operations of the said library, along with the Kagikan Museum, Centro Rizal, and the Tagumpay Theater. The facility is open from Mondays to Sundays from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m., except holidays. The library now covers a total area of 700 square meters, divided in four areas such as general circulation, children's corner, periodical, and info hub. The city library also has collaborative rooms and conference rooms to cater patrons in large groups that need to have group discussions. Tagum City Library and Learning Commons is committed to its responsibilities to promote common welfare and development in imploring the aid of divine providence, establish academic advancement, and enhance knowledge while promoting its importance. Congratulations, Tagum City Library and Learning Commons. We do have two winners for the most innovative public library programs and services category. One for the most adaptive and another for the most inclusive public library. And our winners are the Cagayan Provincial Learning and Resource Center and Imus City Public Library. Let me read the plaque citation. The National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation Most Innovative Public Library Award, Library Services and Programs category is hereby awarded to Cagayan Provincial Learning Resource Center and Imus City Library in recognition of their remarkable initiatives, significant contributions, diligence, and innovative ideas to the advancement of Philippine librarianship through their unrelenting advocacies, plans, programs and activities across various sectors in their locality, which created and inspired public libraries to undertake measurable change impact in their communities, and their sincere commitment and selfless dedication to public service. Given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom, during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians. Signed, Director 4 of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, and Country Representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Sheety. Our winner for the most innovative public library adaptive programs and services category, the Cagayan Provincial Learning and Resource Center, formerly known as the Cagayan Provincial Public Library, traces back its history in the 1950s when the United States Information Service, the defunct USIS, established the first library. Through the years, the CPLRC continued to acquire print materials and increased its human resources. Since 2016, CPLRC introduced several innovative services which became a milestone on the history of the library. The following are the programs introduced by CPLRC. Build a Library Program, Book Donation Drive, Sapatos Mo, Bigay Ko, digital literacy programs, financial literacy seminars, storytelling and puppetry shows, the Tech for Ed Center and its services, summer literacy programs, book talks, establishment of the Munting Aklatan ng Bayan, Zoom book, establishment of reading centers in barangays and in provincial jails, free civil service review classes, outreach activities, and many more. During the pandemic, the CPLRC continued its services. To respond to the information demands from the clients, the CPLRC went virtual. Hence, the online services were introduced. The Library Virtual Reference Assistant, or Elvira, which is an online reference service. The Kay Gandang Alamin, a teleradyo program that discusses the services of the library and presents discoveries and information. The Buhay na Aklat, which is an online human library, and the Makinig at Matuto, the CPLRC online children's show. Further, the CPLRC also tried to reach out the COVID-19 patients in the hospitals and isolation facilities through the Hatid Pag-asa sa Pagbabasa. With these developments and support of the provincial government, following its vision, goals, and objectives, the CPLRC will continue to strive for excellence as they live by their mantra, we serve because we care. Congratulations, Cagayan Provincial Learning and Resource Center. Lastly, our winner for the most innovative public library, inclusive programs and services category, the Imus City Public Library. They have been very responsive to the needs of the community as it continues to formulate innovative programs and services that promote literacy relevant to the needs of all sectors of the society. Its performance and achievements may be summarized into three important things: inclusivity, innovation, and sustainability. Inclusivity is on top of all its programs. The library serves as a hub for continuous learning and literacy, not only of students but also of senior citizens who need to bridge the technology gap between the generation and theirs of micro entrepreneurs who need to be equipped with basic information on how to expand their market, and of barangay officials and child development workers who need to keep abreast on how to make use of technology in public information, teaching, and delivery of services. Innovation, as the library was able to implement programs and services fit for the demands and needs of this information age, as well as the growing diversity of the population of Imus. Sustainability, that even with the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, the library was able to seamlessly transition its programs and services online. The much visited Kwentuhan Na sa Plaza, Mga Bata Tara Na, which began a few years back, now has its online version and has unsurprisingly widened its reach, with thousands of children and parents participating. The launching of Imo City Online Reference Assistance, or what they call I'm Cora, has made the library resources open virtually to every Imosenyo at the comfort of their home. Congratulations, Imo City Public Library. On to our next award, the Leadership Award category. This award is being given to public librarians who have exhibited unwavering leadership to implement NLP's directives, motivate report submission and monitoring of libraries and barangay reading centers under their auspices, and encourage other LGUs to establish public libraries and have them affiliated to NLP. There are five winners for this category, but before we know them, let me read the plaque citation. The National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation Leadership Award is hereby awarded to the name of the awardee, his or her position in the library, in recognition of his or her significant contribution, invaluable service and commitment, exemplary leadership, and ability to motivate NLP's affiliated public libraries in this particular province through monitoring the status of the city and municipal public libraries and barangay reading centers, conducting monthly meetings and encouraging other local government units in the establishment of public libraries. Given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians. Signed, Director 4 of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, and Country Representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Chitik. And our winners are, first, we have Rogelyn Serino, Librarian 3 of Misamis Occidental Digital Library and Information Center. Through her steadfast support of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, MOPLIC awarded was awarded as one of the 2021 Outstanding BSP Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas stakeholders. Another, we have Justina P. Garcia, Provincial Librarian of Laguna Provincial Library. Ms. Garcia has served various library organizations throughout her professional career. She received a service award as president of Association of Librarians in Laguna Province, Incorporated from 2012 to 2014, and for her significant contribution to the advancement of the association in the field of library and information science. As the provincial librarian, she is enthusiastic in doing community outreach programs and other library projects to support the educational program of the provincial government of Laguna. Another winner, we have Ria Marel Timbal, Librarian 4 of Quezon Provincial Library. Through her leadership, the library was able to implement the following: Feed the Child and Their Mind, a program that aims to combat illiteracy and malnutrition; Handog Aral sa mga katutubo, an educational and recreational activities for indigenous people; Handog Aral sa Kabataan, an outreach program for non-users, underserved, and people with special needs in the community. Our fourth winner, we have Miss Marisa Acosta, Librarian 3 of La Union Provincial Library. Under her leadership, the Provincial Library of La Union has been developed into an up-to-date hub for various library users. With her assistance, several libraries were established and affiliated with NLP, such as the City of San Fernando Public Library, Santol Municipal Library and Learning Resource Center, Aringay Municipal E-Library and Information Center, among others. He has also spearheaded the launching of Tech for Ed centers in the La Union Provincial Library, Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University libraries, and in some municipalities of La Union. Our last winner, we have Aurora Nebrija, Librarian 3 of Cotabato Provincial Library. Miss Nebrija is consistently reliable and dependable in handling the operations of the provincial library. She always emphasizes positive values on work and encourages professional librarians in the province to participate in whatever activities that will enhance professional, technical, and personal skills. Through her leadership, she was able to coordinate with various LGUs of the province for the establishment and affiliation of the following municipal libraries: Antipas, Arakan, President Rojas, Magpet, Matalam, Emlang, Tulunan, Alamada, Ibungan, Pikit, Tapakan, and Carmen. Congratulations to our 5 awardees of the leadership category. Next, let's proceed to the Gawad ng Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation and Gawad ng NLP Director Award. These 2 awards are somehow unique as nominees for these recognitions come from all submitted applications in the various categories of Gawad Paraan. They shall be assessed properly and be endorsed for final approval of the country representative ng the Asia Foundation at Director of NLP respectively. This year's winners of the Gawad ng Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation and Gawad ng NLP Director Awards are Michael Aiko Nagas and Soledad Yu Fabian. So let me read first the plaque citation. The Asia Foundation awards this Gawad ng Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation Award to Michael C. Nagas, Officer in Charge, City Library of San Fernando, La Union, in recognition of his extraordinary achievement for successfully implementing the program entitled Books Save Lives that contributed to the efficiency and productivity of the City Library of San Fernando, La Union improved their operations, supported their welfare of their community, and championed the upliftment of the public library profession. Given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom, during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians. Signed by the country representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Sheety. So let me read first is the citation of the Gawad ng Director ng NLP Award before we get to know further Michael Naga. National Library of the Philippines awards this Gawad ng Director ng NLP Award to Soledad U. Fabian, Librarian for Antipolo City Library, and recognition of her extraordinary achievement for successfully implementing the program's a summer enrichment for the Dumagats Indigenous Tribe reading and writing program for slow learners, Dumagats, and clothes giving that contributed to the efficiency and productivity of the Antipolo City Library, improved their operations, supported the welfare of their community, and championed the upliftment of the public library profession. Given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom, during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians, signed by Director 4 of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Let's get to know our awardees. Michael Aiko Nagas is OIC Librarian of the City Library of San Fernando, La Union. She was a recipient of the 2020 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging nanunungkulang tagapaglasan, 2019 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan, second placer under the non-professional category, and 2016 Public Library Poster Exhibition and Competition, fourth placer during the National Conference of Public Librarians. Aiko had been involved in different projects, such as the establishment of barangay reading centers, book isolation, and city jails library for persons deprived of liberty. This improved the services of the library to better serve their constituents and continue their pursuit to become a better and effective librarian. Soledad Fabian is the City Librarian of Antipolo City Library. In 2016, she was awarded fourth place during the search for outstanding public libraries with special programs on culture and the arts. Through Ms. Fabian's leadership, the Antipolo City Library had made a great impact to the lives and education of Dumagats, one of the indigenous communities here in the Philippines. Congratulations to our two winners. Next on the list are our top performing public libraries for 2020. These are our public libraries with the most number of physical and online users from January to December 2020 and were able to submit their monthly reports on time. There will be one winner each for the congressional, provincial, city, municipal, and barangay reading centers. So let me read the plaque citation. National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation awards this plaque of recognition as 2020 Top Performing Public Library in the Philippines under category is hereby given to the name of library and its location in recognition of their outstanding performance by extending the library service to a specific number of clients physical and online users in 2020, and their commitment and dedication to public service. Given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Libraries. Signed by Director 4 of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Adriano, and Country Representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Chiti. And our winner for the congressional category, we have the Batanes Provincial Library, 6,892 clients served. The Batanes Provincial Library, or BPL, is a three-story building located beside Philippine Post Office, Basco Branch, and was inaugurated on March 9, 2018, in line with the celebration of the Public Library Day by virtue of Proclamation Number 563, designating March 9 of every year as Public Library Day. For the provincial category, our winner is the Carlos P. Romulo Memorial Library, 9,987 clients served. The Carlos P. Romulo Memorial Library, also known as Carlac Provincial Library, was first established on September 16, 1947, and was named after the late President Manuel L. Rojas. On February 2, 1991, it was renamed to a prominent Tarlacenyo, Carlos P. Romulo. The library is strategically located at the heart of the province. It was established to stimulate the awareness of Tarlacenyos in reading, studying, and communicating, which will help them gain knowledge for a better living. For our winner in the city category, we have Dagupan City Library, 35,377 clients served. Established in 1948, the library boasts more than 20,000 volumes of books and non-books printed materials and thousands of local historical materials that includes local ordinances and resolutions. Even during the pandemic, the Dagupan City Public Library remains in operation and implements innovative ways in order to adapt to the new normal. It has its own e-library building that caters to the needs of the digital learners, as well as mobile library truck for storytelling activities in the city's 31 barangays. Furthermore, the library also provides free basic computer lectures for drug rehab clients 3 times a week. Next, our winner for the municipal category. We have the Malasiki Municipal Library, 10,836 clients served. Established in 1950, the Malasiki Municipal Library serves various needs of the general public and offers opportunities for self-improvement to broaden one's horizon. As a research center, it caters both undergraduate and graduate students who have serious needs for their existing collections. Malasiki Municipal Library has weekly library tours for the daycare pupils with their parents in 73 barangays, but this temporarily stopped when the global pandemic started. The library continues serving their constituents despite COVID-19. They continuously implement innovative ways to adapt to the new normal. And for our Barangay Reading Center category, Our winner is the Manila Sacramento Friendship Library, 6,430 clients served. Formerly known as Paco Branch Library, the library was opened to the public in the early part of 1931, 13 de Agosto. It has undergone several changes since then. By 2020, Manila Sacramento Friendship Library was the first library recipient of 10 brand new computer units donated by Acer Philippines. Air conditioning units have also been installed for a more conducive reading rooms. Modern equipment were also provided to sustain the needs specifically for the less privileged students. The library conducts child-friendly activities such as storytelling, film showing, word games, drawing and coloring activities, and read aloud programs for their regular clients. They also hold activities for senior citizens and mothers by inviting TESDA and Nestle Philippines for cooking demonstration sessions and other livelihood trainings and computer literacy projects. Congratulations, Batanes Provincial Library, Carlos P. Romulo Memorial Library, Dagupan City Library, Malasiki Municipal Library, and Manila Sacramento Friendship Library. Let's proceed to our next award, the 2020 Most Diligent Public Library in the Philippines. This award is being conferred to a public library which was able to complete the submission of the monthly reports from January to December 2020 with no late submission. And the most diligent public library for 2020 is the Poso Rubio Municipal Library. Allow me to read the plaque citation. The National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation awards this plaque of recognition as 2020 Most Diligent Public Library in the Philippines to Pozorubio Municipal Library, Pozorubio, Pangasinan, and recognition of their efforts in submitting their reports promptly to NLP, which sets an example worthy of emulation by other public libraries and barangay reading centers in the Philippines. Given this 25th day of August 2021 via Zoom, during the closing ceremonies of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians. Signed by Director 4 of the National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, and Country Representative of the Asia Foundation, Sam Shitty. Pozorubio Municipal Library is home to volumes of books, historical facts, and memorabilia dating back from late 1970s and houses a number of computers which serve all researchers and students of the digital age. It also hosts the Tech for Ed platform, system of technology for economic development provided by the DICT, which provides valuable learning and education programs and online services to Pozurubians and researchers of all ages. It is also a virtual library of sort and a one-stop shop center as it offers electronic government services. No wonder the aggressive Wi-Fi interconnections with the community of Mrs. Luz Biminda V. Lamsen, coupled with the kind support and dedication exerted by her employees, municipal officials, and the administration, it is expected that the Posorubio Municipal Library will earn more recognitions in the future and is ready to meet archival challenges or modalities in the years to come. Congratulations, Posorubio Municipal Library. Before we proceed With the most awaited part of our recognition program, allow me first to introduce our board of judges for this year's search. There were three judges who took up the challenge to assess and scrutinize our finalists. They are, first, we have Dr. Marilupi Tadlip, former Director of Libraries, University of San Carlos, Cebu City. Mr. Dante O. Perez, Librarian of Father Dueñas Memorial School in Guam, and Professor Salvacion N. Arlante, Chairman of the Board, National Committee on Libraries and Information Services, National Commission for Culture and the Arts. On behalf of the 2021 Gawad Parangal Organizing Committee, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude for accepting our invitation to be this year's jurors. Now, let us move on to our highlight awards for this year's search. Nagawad parangal sa natatanging profesional na tagapangasiwa at tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan categories. We'll start with the tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan category. Nagawad parangal sa natatanging tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan is an award given to non-professional librarians who have exemplified and gone beyond their usual duties to provide outstanding public service to their constituents. Garnering the ikalawang gantimpala or second place of the 2021 search for Gawad Parangal sa natatanging tagapaglingkod sa pampublikong aklatan, we have Miss Alicia A. Tagpuno, Officer in Charge of General Santos City Public Library. Allow me to read the fact citation. National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation, katibayan ng pagkilala, ipinagkakaloob kay Alicia A. Tagpuno, nanunuparang pinuno, General Santos City Public Library, ikalawang gantimpala, 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging nanunungkulang tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan bilang pagkilala sa kanyang matapat at masigasig na paglilingkod sa pampublikong aklatan sa pamamagitan ng pagpapamalas ng masiglang bahagi ng kanyang buhay at paglalaan ng sarili ng walang pasubali sa pagganap ng tungkuling iniatang sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng mahusay na pamumuno sa kanyang mga nasasakupan at pagtaguyod ng inobasyon para sa pagbibigay ng karangalan sa pampublikong aklatan at bilang mabuting ehemplo sa kapwa niya nanunungkulang tagapaglingkod or officer in charge at kawani ng gobyerno. Gayon din sa lipunang kanyang ginagalawan at sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Ipinagkakaloob ngayong ika-25 ng Agosto 2021 sa pamamagitan ng Zoom. Nilagdaan, Director 4 of the National Library of the Philippines, Professor Gilbert Q. Adriano, at Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation, Sam Kitty. About Ms. Tagpuno, she took up her AB Library Science from the Notre Dame of Marble University. Concurrently, she is a member of the Department Management Team of GSC Sangguniang Panglungsod. She is also an enumerator of the Cultural Heritage Mapping of General Santos City. Ms. Tagpuno received special citation for her exceptional performance of her mandated responsibilities and a certificate of recognition for her unstinted support and invaluable involvement in the partnership program of the Department of Education, which contributed to the effective delivery of the K-12 program. Congratulations, Ms. Alicia A. Tagpuno. This year's winner, obtaining the unang gantimpala or first place of the 2021 Search for Gawad Parangal sa natatanging tagapaglingkod sa pampublikong aklatan, we have Dr. Troy Alexander G. Miano, Provincial Tourism Officer, Isabela Provincial Museum and Library. Let me read the plaque citation. National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation, Katibayan ng Pagkilala, pinagkakaloob kay Dr. Troy Alexander G. Miano, nanunuparang pinuno, Isabela Provincial Museum and Library, unang gantimpala, 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging nanunungkulang tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan bilang pagkilala sa kanyang matapat at masigasig na paglilingkod sa pampublikong aklatan sa pamamagitan ng pagpapamalas ng masiglang bahagi ng kanyang buhay at paglalaan ng sarili ng walang pasubali sa pagganap ng tungkuling iniatang sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng mahusay na pamumuno sa kanyang mga nasasakupan at pagtaguyod ng inobasyon para sa pagbibigay ng karangalan sa pampublikong aklatan. At bilang mabuting ehemplo sa kapwa niya nanunungkulang tagapaglingkod o officer in charge at kawani ng gobyerno. Gayon din sa lipunang kanyang ginagalawan at sa sambayanang Pilipino. Ipinagkakaloob ngayong ika-25 ng Agosto 2021 sa pamamagitan ng nilagdaan Director 4 ng National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano at Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation, Sam Shippey. Dr. Miano is a product of the Ateneo de Manila University, La Salle Green Hills, University of Santo Tomas, University of the Philippines Diliman, Isabela Colleges, University of Makati, and the Lyceum Northwestern University with a degree in Masters in Development Management and Governance and Doctor in Public Administration. He is also a licensed professional teacher. This year's awardee served as a 4-term counselor and was bestowed the Outstanding Counselor of Isabela Award in 2011, Outstanding Researcher of Isabela in 2013, Outstanding Counselor of the Philippines also in 2013, and San Okti Kabatuan Award for Government Service in 2017. He is the former head of the Provincial Planning and Development Office of Isabela. Dr. Miano is also the head of the Isabela Museum and Library and made significant innovations, projects, and programs since 2017, which includes the 30 million peso rehabilitation of the museum and library building, distribution of over 46,000 books to far-flung municipal libraries, barangay reading centers, and public schools, regular virtual exhibits posted in social media, and among others. He has his own Filipiniana collections of books and documents at his residence in Cabatuan. Congratulations, Dr. Troy Alexander G. Mian. Before we proceed to the next category, here is a video prepared by the team of Dr. Mian. Okay, last but certainly not the least, we are now down to the professional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan category. Nagawad parangal sa natatanging professional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan is an award given to professional librarians who have exemplified and gone beyond their usual duties to provide outstanding public service to their constituents, obtaining the ikatlong gantimpala or third place of the 2021 search for Gawad Parangal sa natatanging professional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan. We have Miss Soledad Ube Fabian of Antipolo City Library. Allow me to read the plaque citation. The National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation, katibayan ng pagkilala, ipinagkakaloob kay Soledad U. Fabian, panlungsod na librarian ng Antipolo, ikatlong gantimpala 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging profesional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan bilang pagkilala sa kanyang matapat at masigasig na paglilingkod sa pampublikong aklatan sa pamamagitan ng pagpapamalas ng masiglang bahagi ng kanyang buhay at paglalaan ng sarili na walang pasubali sa pagganap sa tungkuling iniatang sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng mahusay na pamumuno sa kanyang mga nasasakupan at pagtaguyod ng inobasyon para sa pagbibigay ng karangalan sa pampublikong aklatan at bilang mabuting ehemplo sa kapwa niya librarian at kawani ng gobyerno. Gayun din, sa lipunang kanyang ginagalawan at sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Ipinagkakaloob ngayong ika-25 ng Agosto 2021 sa pamamagitan ng Zoom. Nilagdaan, Director 4 ng National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Q. Adriano, at ng Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation, Sam Chiti. Ms. Fabian is the City Librarian or Librarian 4 of Antipolo City Library and has been with the city government of Antipolo way back 2003. She is both a professional teacher and librarian at the same time. She obtained her degree, Bachelor of Science in Education, major in Library Science and Physical Education from the National Teachers College. Ms. Fabian is one of the board directors of the Association of Librarians in the Public Sector and vice president of the Association of Librarians in Rizal Province. Their notable contribution in the field of public librarians and libraries was that of the Dumagas, one of the indigenous communities here in the Philippines. This group has less access to education than other groups, and their education often does not have formal curricula and teaching methods. The Antipolo City Library provided education like reading, writing, storytelling, and praying that enabled indigenous children and adult learners to enjoy economic, social, and cultural rights. It also strengthened their ability to exercise their civil rights so they can influence political policy processes for enhanced protection of their human rights. The library also expanded their services by introducing modern skills to improve their lives. Congratulations, Ms. Soledad Fabian of the Antipolo City Library. For our ikalawang gantimpala or second place of the 2021 search for Gawad Parangal sa natatanging professional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan, Ms. Esther Wahayna Pablo of Baguio City Public Library. To read the citation, National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation, katibayan ng pagkilala, pinagkakaloob kay Esther Pablo panlungsod na librarian ng Baguio, ikalawang gantimpala, 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging profesional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan. Bilang pagkilala sa kanyang matapat at masigasig na paglilingkod sa pampublikong aklatan sa pamamagitan ng pagpamalas ng masiglang bahagi ng kanyang buhay at paglalaan ng sarili ng walang pasubali sa pagganap sa tungkuling inaatang sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng mahusay na pamumuno sa kanyang mga nasasakupan at pagtataguyod ng inobasyon para sa pagbibigay ng karangalan sa pampublikong aklatan at bilang mabuting ehemplo sa kapwa niya librarian at kawani ng gobyerno, gayon din sa lipunang kanyang ginagalawan at sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Ipinagkaloob ngayong ika-25 ng Agosto 2021 sa pamamagitan ng Zoom. Pinagdaan, Director 4 ng National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Adriano, at Country Representative ng the Asia Foundation, Sam Chiti. Ms. Wahaina Pablo has brought glory to the city government and the region for being the first librarian from the Cordillera Administrative Region to be recognized as an awardee of the natatanging professional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan. She is the newly appointed City Librarian of Baguio City Public Library. Her service to the organization now spans over 20 years. Ms. Pablo's performance and visionary leadership have raised the bar in the library's directions, programs, and services. Her tenacity in advocating for the library and its stakeholders' welfare have resulted in several projects, programs, services, and activities that have promoted the relevance of the Baguio City Public Library as an information and community center. Continuous improvement is always at the core of strategies and plans that she continues to undertake. Her undergraduate studies were completed as a scholar at St. Louis University with a degree in Bachelor of Science in Education, major in Library Science. She later on graduated as a cum laude in her master's degree in Library and Information Technology from the same university. During the 1999 Librarians Licensure Examination, she obtained fourth place for the said examination. And to further prove that she is dedicated public servant, she went to finish her master's degree in public administration at Benguet State University, where she was nominated as one of this year's outstanding alumni. Easter is also undergoing the Network of Emerging Filipino Library Innovators, which is a 3-year leadership training for public librarians. Congratulations, Ms. Easter Wahaina Pablo. And now, for the much-awaited part of this recognition ceremony, having obtained the unang gantimpala or first place of the 2021 search for Gawad Parangal sa natatanging professional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan, we have Mr. Michael Pinto of Cagayan Provincial Learning Resource Center. National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation, katibayan ng pagkilala. Ipinagkakaloob kay Michael A. Pinto, Pandalawigang Librarian ng Cagayan, unang gantimpala 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging profesional na tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan bilang pagkilala sa kanyang matapat at masigasig na paglilingkod sa pampublikong aklatan sa pamamagitan ng pagpapamalas ng masiglang bahagi ng kanyang buhay at paglalaan ng sarili ng walang pasubali sa pagganap sa tungkuling iniatang sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng mahusay na pamumuno sa kanyang mga nasasakupan at pagtataguyod ng inobasyon para sa pagbibigay ng karangalan sa pampublikong aklatan. At bilang mabuting ehemplo sa kapwa niya librarian at kawani ng gobyerno, gayon din sa lipunang kanyang ginagalawan at sa sambayanang Pilipino. Ipinagkaloob ngayong ika-25 ng Agosto 2021 sa pamamagitan ng Zoom. Nilagdaan, Director 4 ng National Library of the Philippines, Cesar Gilbert Adriano, at Country Representative ng The Asia Foundation, Sam Chiti. Michael Pinto is the current head of the Cagayan Provincial Learning and Research Center, formerly known as the Cagayan Provincial Public Library, which is situated in Tuguegarao City, province of Cagayan. He is a graduate of Political Science in 2003 and Library Science in 2006, respectively. He is also a graduate of 2 master's degree, Masters in Public Administration, and Masters in Library and Information Science. Aside from being the provincial librarian, Mr. Pinto is a professor in the undergraduate program of BLIS and a graduate school professor of the University of St. Louis, Masters in Public Administration. He was the former Director of Libraries of the University of St. Louis from 2007 to 2014. He was the former president of the Philippine Librarians Association Incorporated, National Board of Trustees for the year 2017 to 2018. During his time as FLI president, the National Board of Trustees was able to seek approval on the use of RL, the abbreviation after every librarian's name, to mean registered librarian. He was also instrumental in organizing the Librarians Leadership Convergence, where leaders of the different library associations gathered together to discuss issues and concerns about the practice of librarianship in the country. At present, he is also a member of the Regional Quality Assurance Team, or RQAT, under the Commission on Higher Education Regional Office 2, under the Bachelor of Library and Information Science program. Member of the Career Progression and Specialization Committee of the Professional Regulatory Board for Librarians, and one of the organizers of the first Southeast Asian Librarians Leadership Convergence, which was held last year and this year. He has received numerous awards such as Leadership Award and Makem Award by Philippine Librarians Association Incorporated, Cagayan Valley Librarians Council, and Ambrosio Dairit Award given by the Association of Librarians in the Public Sector. He has represented FLI in international undertakings such as the Congress of Southeast Asian Librarian, or CONSAL, and IFLA, Building a Strong Library Association, or BSLA. Michael is the author of the book Live Life, Mga Kwento at Karanasan ng Isang Librarian, published in 2013. Congratulations, Mr. Michael A. Pinto.
On behalf of the Cagayan Provincial Learning and Resource Center, I would like to thank the National Library of the Philippines, headed by, of course, the Director Cesar Gilbert Adriano, to the Asia Foundation for spearheading this kind of competition or search, the 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging tagapangasiwa ng pampublikong aklatan. Ako po ay nagagalak on behalf of my colleagues here at the Cagayan Provincial Learning and Resource Center kasi po isa ito sa magandang ehemplo ng pagbibigay serbisyo sa ating pong mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na po ngayong pandemya. Nagpapasalamat din ako sa pamunuan ng Provincial Government of Cagayan, sa pamumuno po ng aming kagalang-galang na gobernador, Honorable Manuel N. Mamba. Lubos po ang aming kagalakan dahil sa lahat ng suportang binigay po ninyo, ito po nagbubunga na po lahat. Ganun din po, ako po yung nagpapasalamat din sa ating mga stakeholders, sa ating mga partner agencies na nandyan po lagi. Ito po ay isang motivasyon, lalong-lalo na po sa akin. Ganun din po sa mga kasamahan po nating mga public librarians dyan. Huwag po kayong huminto sa pagbibigay ng serbisyo ninyo. Mag-isip po tayo. We have to be innovative. We have to be resourceful, especially this time of pandemic. Maging inspirasyon po tayo sa isa't isa.
On behalf of the Provincial Government of Cagayan, I would like to thank the National Library of the Philippines and the Asia Foundation for recognizing again the Cagayan Provincial Learning and Resource Center as the most innovative public library, adaptive category. At the same time, the recognition given to Mr. Michael Pinto, the head of the CPLRC, being the unang gantimpala on the 2021 search for Gawad Parangal na natatanging tagapangasiwa sa pampublikong aklatan, professional category. Indeed, such recognition is manifestation of excellence and innovative service of our very own CPLRC and its staff despite the pandemic. With the innovative minds and commitment of the CPLRC staff, we were able to offer programs and services such as the library, virtual reference assistance, di makinig at matuto, the CPLRC's children's show, buhay na aklat, hatid pag-asa sa pagbabasa at kay gandang alamin through the CPIO Teleradio, and the CPLRC made its way to a new direction. Furthermore, the plan to make the CPLRC as a world-class library is coming its way. Hopefully, by next year, we will be unveiling the new face of the CPLRC. I congratulate the CPLRC staff, Mr. Pinto, and all our partners and stakeholders for this recognition. We will continue to be more innovative and responsive as we fulfill our dream to make the people of Cagayan an informed citizen of this country through our public libraries, and to ultimately to make the province of Cagayan a dynamic, peaceful, progressive, and self-reliant province of the country. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
As the saying goes, it's much better seen than said. To top off this year's search and awarding ceremony, here is a short video summarizing the library activities of our winners of the 2021 Gawad Parangal sa natatanging profesional na tagapangasiwa at tagapaglingkod ng pampublikong aklatan categories. May their stories continue to inspire our public librarians and personnel not only in the Philippines but also outside the country as well.
responsive education programs, and empowering the youth are two among the 16-point core agenda of Mayor Benjamin Magalong. Both are encompassed in the services provided by the Baguio City Public Library. The Baguio City Public Library, under the leadership of Ms. Esther Wahaina Pablo, together with the mayor, signed a memorandum of agreement with Front Row through Congressman Ronnie Ong on August 20, 2020, officially opening an e-Eskwela hub in the City Public Library. Here are the accomplishments of the City Public Library. School-based reading program for elementary schools, catering to 1,008 students from 2018 to 2020. Conducted barangay visitations for the establishment of reading centers from 2018 to 2020. Monthly observances or thematic bulletin board postings at the library from 2019 to 2020. Provided in-house library orientations from 2019 to 2020. Provided research assistance to graduating students for study in connection with the City Library from 2019 to 2020. Partnered with the City Council in crafting an ordinance for the modernization of the library and was approved on third and final reading in February 2021. Provided training for Barangay Reading Center in charge in 2019. Barangay engagements for promotion of reading activities from 2019 to 2020. Strengthened the library's online presence by creating our Facebook page in 2018 and having online contests since 2020. In addition, the posting of online trivia for online viewers from 2020 up to the present. Provided and continue to provide public library virtual reference assistance meant for students and researchers since 2020 and up to the present. Conducted Online Library and Information Services Month in partnership with the library advocates in the community in 2020. The establishment of the Book Lovers Club this 2021. And last but definitely not the least, book drive and donation outreach program in partnership with Project 360 for the remote barangay reading centers from 2020 up to the present. The Baguio City Public Library is always here to serve the community. True to our tagline, sa Baguio City Public Library, lahat kasali.
Coffee consisting of its aroma.
Una dyan ay ang salitang mang at no. Ang mahabang mang na in.
Okay, so this recognition would not have been possible without the support of our partner organization, the Asia Foundation. On behalf of Director Cesar Gilbert Adriano and the 2021 Gawad Parangal Organizing Committee, I would like to thank Mr. Sham Hitik, the country representative of the Asia Foundation, for once again accepting our invitation to sponsor this search. All good things must come to an end. For now, the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians is indeed a milestone for each public librarian and personnel within the region and a testament to our unified goal of having a sense of community that not even the ongoing pandemic may hinder. This ASEAN VRCPL, hosted by the National Library of the Philippines, will definitely not be the first and last. Ensuring continuity of this virtual event, here is a short video of the ceremonial turnover of the ASEAN VRCPL to its next co-host and a sneak peek of what's in store for the second ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians.
Hosted by ASEAN Public Libraries Formation Network.
So there you go. Now that the token of the first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference the virtual conference of public librarians has been passed on, and we have had a sneak peek of what will be happening during the second ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians on August 2022. May we have a few words from the key figure of our next host, my dear friends and colleagues. He has been with us from the conceptualization of this virtual conference up to our actual 3-day conduct. Let us all welcome the president of the ASEAN Public Libraries Information Network, or APLIN, our co-host, Mr. Juan Masli bin Juan Razali.
Thank you, Chad, and National Library of the Philippines. On behalf of the ASEAN Public Libraries Information Networks, or in short, APLIN, I would like to welcome everyone to the second ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Libraries to share your ideas and inspirations about the future. Be part in changing the future as a better place for all. Be united librarian and lift up our community. So save this date, 23rd to 25th August 2022. Let's transform for the future, connect, collaborate, and adapt. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoy this 3 days conference and see you again next year. Thank you so much, Chet. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Aplin, and of course, to Mr. Juan Masli bin Razali for accepting the hosting of the second ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians on August 23 to 25, 2022. At this very point, I'm sure we are now looking forward to the program that you will be offering to us come next year. We did it! Congratulations, we are now officially done with the conduct of our first ever ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians, brought to you by the National Library of the Philippines. Before we part ways, allow me to thank on behalf of our conference chairperson, Ms. Blesila P. Velasco, and the whole organizing committee, our partners for this conference, the ASEAN Public Libraries Information Network, or APLIN, the Philippine Librarians Association Incorporated, or PLI, Librarians Association of Malaysia, or LAM, and the Asia Foundation. Our main organizational sponsors, the National Committee on Libraries and Information Services, National Commission for Culture and the Arts, and the Tourism and Promotions Board. We would also like to thank our other sponsors and exhibitors, our diamond sponsors, Odilo, Megatex Philippines Incorporated, and De Gruyter, our gold sponsors, LiveTech Source Philippines Incorporated and CE Logic Incorporated, our silver sponsor, Electronic Information Solutions Incorporated, our bronze sponsors, Felta Multimedia Incorporated, Airbooks Corporation, Phoenix Educational Service Incorporation, and Wiseman Books Trading. On a personal note, I would also like to thank my co-host for this 3-day virtual conference, Professor Rhea Rowena Apolinario, and Mr. Kevin Conrad Tanchonko, our sub-hosts for the various panel sessions. Of course, the various committees of the ASEAN VRCPL, the Program Invitation and Documentation Committee, the Finance Registration and Secretariat Committee, the Publicity and Promotions Committee, the Sponsorship Committee, and the Socials and Virtual Tour Committee. Certainly, last but not the least, I would like to thank all of our delegates who have joined us in this momentous event. Remember that for us to be able to internalize our learning during this virtual conference, we must apply it and practice it in our daily lives. The evaluation form is now posted in the chat box of Zoom and in the comment section of Facebook and YouTube Live. May I request a few minutes of your time to please answer the evaluation questionnaire? This will be open until tomorrow, August 26, 2021. Again, our evaluation questionnaire will be accepting responses until tomorrow, August 26, 2021. Along with our evaluation questionnaire for this conference is the evaluation of NCCA. The link is included in the confirmation page of your evaluation responses and in our chat box. Please also answer it. Always remember to observe the minimum healthcare protocols in this time of pandemic. Wear your face masks and face shield properly if you are in the Philippines. Avoid crowded places. Go out only when necessary and always disinfect or sanitize through frequent hand washing. If you also have the opportunity to get vaccinated, please do so. Our vaccines are safe. Once again, this is Chad Aren Diaz from the Public Libraries Division, and it has been my honor to be one of your hosts for our very first ASEAN Virtual Regional Conference of Public Librarians. Stay safe, everyone, and see you again next time.